Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about two stocks that y'all should definitely keep on your watch list for tomorrow. I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions like we always do here on this channel. Now, before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on these uploads. So let's begin right off the bat. You got the SPY over here. And today was a weird day. And a lot of people are questioning this event right here. A massive hammer for sure. Massive hammer. And this morning I kind of explained the situation with the market by using the Apple chart, because that one is a lot easier to read. And so far, my thoughts and opinions, especially at the end of that video when I saw the Apple chart, it stands the same. I still think that we're going to go lower. This is not convincing at all. A real reversal, right? A real reversal stays over here. It doesn't even get below, it doesn't even get that far below this previous close. It doesn't. Like, we weren't supposed to see the futures move all the way down to 4,300. So this is not convincing for longs at all. Like, do not be surprised tomorrow if it opens below 4,300. Again, do not be surprised to see that. And I told y'all to be very, very careful with dip buying. Okay, so hopefully, I mean, we'll see what happens next. We'll see what happens next. I will cover this one again in the morning. Something else that y'all should keep in mind with the overall markets is Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq /NQ. All right, and I saw this thing today, and I thought it would be interesting to share because it could really go either way. It really could. If you look on the 5-minute chart, this right here is, it could go either way, people. Like, the first thing that I think about when I see it is immediately bearish. Like, this is something that bears are just looking at, just stalking and just waiting for this thing to break down. Like, by default, this is bearish, and then if it breaks down, this is definitely bearish. So just again, keep that in mind, and don't be surprised if it starts creeping over here. There isn't much movement right now, so we might see something like this, and then we might see a little bit of a drop, or just like a pop over here at the open, followed by a drop all the way through, like all the way through Thursday, and then it just continues all the way down until Friday. All right, so there may be some choppiness in here. I don't know exactly what type of, like, how many peaks and valleys we're gonna see before we drop, or if we're gonna drop again. It could go this way too. So I think I'm leaning a bit more towards the bearish side. I am, just because of the overall market conditions. Now let's talk about the two stocks for tomorrow. The first one that we're gonna talk about, that one is XPEV, XPEV. All right, and this one is a Chinese EV company. For those of you who have no clue what this is, and if you look on the 4-hour, yeah, we're gonna use the 4-hour as a perfect example. Okay, there is a reverse head and shoulders that actually failed miserably. It failed to break above that neckline, which is the first warning for the longs to get out, right? So the neckline is around this region, and it failed to get above and go all the way to 55, and it rolled over right here. And when this happens, again, this is not a surprise. A massive dump continues. It just keeps going and keeps falling. And I think that it's not done yet. So somebody could argue that yes, it's just a failed reverse head and shoulders, or another way to look at it is a simple bear flag on the chart right here. Somebody could look at it as a simple bear flag on the chart that broke down yesterday, and then it pretty much fell to, like, it fell to trap the bears today. if this was supposed to be fake, it was supposed to either go this way and just stay here. All right, but it doesn't look fake. It looks like it has a bit more downside to it. So definitely watch this one for a potential drop to around 35.50 tomorrow. Yeah, definitely watch this one for that drop. All right, and the second stock that you should keep on a watch list is the other Chinese company, which I have talked about this morning. I told y'all to watch this one for an opportunity for both the longs and the shorts. We're gonna zoom into the chart on the 5 minute time frame, and yeah, see there was some opportunities for longs and short. First, it dropped. It tried to go deep in that gap, and then it got bought up again. It kind of formed a very tiny bullish pennant on the 1 minute right here, and provided a day trading opportunities for longs. You see, so the stock, this was a good stock to trade for day traders out there. This one was a phenomenal stock to trade to the short side and to the long side, and then now it's just keep going lower. And I think that gap is going to fill again. It's only a matter of how is it going to fill, because that's the complicated part, which is not so complicated. Like if you got in short on Friday, like we did, and you just close your eyes all the way until like your alert rings, then you may execute the perfect trade, right? But we like to pay attention to what we're doing, and obviously there's some opportunities in between, right? But in the end, it's what's meant to happen. I think will happen, and what is meant to happen is for the gap to fill at 2160. So definitely watch this one for a drop along with XBEV tomorrow. It should. All right. Now let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. The first one that we're going to talk about, somebody asked about car. All right. Now regarding car is one that went super parabolic once upon a time, right over here. Massive move on that earnings. And ever since that happened, it's been on the very slow downtrend, which I honestly don't think it will stop. I think it's going to go all the way down towards like 125. There is no excitement whatsoever. There is no, like the volume at the bottom is just so faint. It's just so low, right? It barely gets over 1 million in volume per day, and it's just a slow fade. Even the contracts, like if you bought puts right here, those puts are not up by a lot. Like theta is just eating away the value of those contracts, and those contracts are super expensive. Even if you bought at the very top, because of the amount of time it took to drop, you're not gonna make that much money, right? And it's really sad, but it's not something that you want to hold for too long, even to the short side, unless you're short in stock. Like if you're short in the stock itself, this is a decent, like even then the option or the stock, like you will make money, you make a little bit of money with the options, but it's just such a boring trade. Oh my god, it's a smooth trade, but just no. I think it's gonna continue lower. I think it's gonna go all the way down to like 130ish. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. The next one that we're going to address, that one is an interesting one. I didn't know what it was at first. I had to do some research on it. It's PST. Yeah. So regarding this one, this is ProShares Trust, and apparently it follows like the 7 to 10 year yield. And I think that there's some type of correlation with the direction of stocks along with the yields. And I think the 10-year yield, if I'm not mistaken, is at like 1.78 right now. And it looks exactly like this one. So I believe it's pretty much the ETF of that. And if you look on here, if you look on the daily time frame, there is a bullish pennant on the chart. And if that correlation of the yields go up and therefore stocks must tank, this is pretty clean. And this could go to 17.5. And in regards to like the yield itself, if this moves up to like 17.5, then the yield should correspond to about 2.1%, I think, because the structures are the same. Again, do your own research on that. Like, look up the US 10Y. That's the symbol for the 10-year yield. And it looks exactly like this. It's a bullish structure, so that's my very honest opinion on that one. And I think it's going to go up here. Therefore, I think the yields are going to rise. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot and allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are brand new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on the pre-market analysis videos, which are released from Monday to Friday at exactly 8:20 a.m. and the post-market analysis video like this one, which are released in the afternoon, usually before 10 p.m. This one is a little bit late. I know. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. That way you can get this information in real time and in advance, right? And if you're not following us on social media, you can find me at NGumah and the PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.